psyching myself up to go through the pain that I know is going to come in a bit. So I'm at the fitness academy right now, and I'm with Leigh, and like I'm squinting because like it is hurting, like literally, like it is really hurting. But Leigh's really good at what he does, and he knows a lot about the body. Like this guy could literally look at you and see your stance, your posture, and all that, and see if you've got underlying problems. But yeah, I'm gonna show you some of the things that Leigh puts me through. And you might notice Leigh smiles a little bit as he does it because he actually enjoys it. He loves what he does. So he loves causing pain to others, but at the same time it helps you. No pain, no gain and all that.
Let me just see if your Achilles is moving fluidly. So if we elongate your Achilles there, keep that foot there. What I want you to do is that with your foot, alright? All the way, that's it. Good. Good movement actually. Sliding well, sliding well. And you haven't really got any inflammation on the sheath around the Achilles either, which is good.
We're just going over some stuff with Leigh, and while we're doing it, he's preparing himself and doing star jumps in the corner and warming up. It's how the camera gets people, man. So when women complain about like bad ankles and their back hurts, lower back hurts, and all those types of things, is it linked to like wearing high heels?
Definitely. A lot of the cases that I've seen in the past have come from either wearing heels consistently, daily basis in the office environment, or on the weekend and possibly going over on it after a few drinks. You've really got to consider. Obviously, you don't want to tell people to not wear heels because they'll always wear heels, regardless of what you say. But you've got to consider probably the size of the heel, the way you're walking in the heel, the way you're holding yourself in there, because it can put a lot of extra pressure on the calf, which will then transfer into the lower back and the hips because of the position of the foot, and then that will also tighten the bottom of the feet, which is pretty similar to what you've got, but different mechanism.
And obviously I'm not wearing high heels.
Depends on the day.
And I need you, and I miss you.
So it's all coming out, Leigh's coming out with it now. Now I'm really glad that you guys got a chance to meet Leigh, because obviously he's a good guy to know. He's not just because he's a nice guy, but because he can help you to understand if your body is working effectively and as efficiently as it should be. But he also is able to look at your body and look at your posture and look at the problems that you have now and foresee if it can create potential problems in the future. It's the same with life, because the same way with your body, you need an MOT to check where you're at. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Are you going to have any problems? You need to look at your life in exactly the same way. You need to look at what are your goals? Are you doing the daily steps needed and executing on those daily steps to be able to get to your goal? Some people do take life every day as it comes, but if you really want to reach your goals, whatever it is, whether it's personal, relationships, business, career-minded, or anything like that, if you want to reach those goals, you need to be consistent in what you're doing, but you also need to be able to step back and look at the overall picture. Kind of like an MOT of the body, but also an MOT of your life. You're just checking how things are, checking where you're at, you're auditing everything and making sure that you're on track. Now, something to consider if you're not on track and you're not at where you want to be is looking at the 5 people that you spend the most time with, and also looking at the type of stuff that you're consuming, whether it's music, TV, Facebook, Instagram, social media, all that type of stuff. You've got to really question, what are you consuming and who are you spending your time with? Now, why is this important? Now, obviously, if you're consuming content on a daily basis which is negative and it's always complaining, murmuring, saying I can't instead of I can, then attitudes like that are contagious. Now, if you look at your social media and you look at your networks, people within your social media, you're going to consistently see what's on their newsfeed. When they update social media on their negative thoughts and their attitudes, you're going to see that. So even though you're not with them physically, you're still being impacted by their thoughts and their way of thinking. So the best way to eliminate that is obviously do a friend clear out. The same way that you would on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever the platform that you're on. Now, some people may say, no, I wouldn't go that far, whatever. But realistically, you need to guard yourself. You need to guard your dreams. You need to guard your goals, because there are going to be people that unintentionally are stopping you from reaching them because you're absorbing and consuming their way of thinking, their attitudes, all that kind of stuff, their philosophies in life in general. Now, for me, it's not always about positivity, because there's a place for positivity and there's a place for negativity. There's a place for confrontation and there's a place where you all just get along. There's a place for everything, but you need to have that balance, that right balance. Whereas a lot of people, when they're not reaching their goals, a lot of the time it's because of the circle of people that they're spending the most time with, and that determines everything, literally. Now, it's exactly the same as like what I heard someone say before: lions don't run with gazelles, lions hang around with lions. You don't see a pack of lions lying down in the Sahara Desert with gazelles, because they're not of the same attitude, they're not of the same mindset, they're totally different. They are predators, that's how they work. Whereas gazelles, they are prey. So they hang around with others who are also prey, that have the attitude of prey. When danger comes, they run, because they're not built to deal with it. They're just not. Whereas predators, like lions, they are built to attack. They are built to go and get their goal. Some people are like, well, I have a couple of negative friends, but I care for them, I've got history with them, and I'd really like to help them. But the truth of it is, you are not in a position where you can help people until you help yourself. That is the real talk of the situation, because you are not going to help anyone until you first help yourself. So you need to first put yourself in a position where you can help people. It's like you're both stuck in a hole, you're stuck in a ditch, and you're saying, I really want to help them, so I'm not going to take myself out of that ditch. But you're not going to be in a position to help them until you take yourself out of that ditch first, and then reach down and help them if they want to be helped. Because what will happen sometimes is, when you reach that level of success where you want to be at, people that are in the ditch will look at you and say, nah, look at him, like, he thinks he's got it this way, or I shouldn't have that, or I should have that. And then when you reach out to help them, they're not going to take your hand. As stupid as it seems, people do actually do this. They do this in life, and they will rather put you down because you and them come from exactly the same place, similar circumstances, yet you made the most of this situation. You made the most out of life. And they don't like that, because that means they have to confront their own demons and their own issues and admit, actually, maybe it's my fault that I'm not where I would like to be. And that's an uncomfortable thought for a lot of people, especially when they're not willing to do what's needed to get to where they want to be. So when it comes to that, you've got to really make those decisions and make those hard choices, because without those hard decisions and choices, you're just going to stand still. And then you've got no one to blame but yourself, because you didn't make the most out of the situation. Now, what I'd like to know from you guys is, do you struggle with setting goals? Do you struggle with understanding and being able to look at yourself honestly? Honestly, when I say honestly, I mean honestly look at yourself and say, what are your issues? What are your problems? What is it that you're struggling with, and why do you think you're not where you are right now? And I don't mean playing the blame game, because it's easy to blame someone else. But I'm talking about looking at yourself and taking responsibility for your own actions, for what you have done and what you haven't done. That's what I'm talking about. So are you able to do that? Are you struggling with that? What do you struggle with most? What area of your life? Is it professional? Is it personal? Is it fitness goals, nutritional goals? What is it? Like, leave the comments below and say what you struggle with. And hopefully within the next episode and within the comments, I'll be able to answer some of the questions and help you guys out and give you some quick tips and those kinds of things. Now, if you think this has been useful, share it with somebody else and let them know, because we all know somebody that wants change to happen, but they're struggling to make it happen, or they don't know where to start. It's a bit daunting, and it's understandable, because when you've done things one way all throughout your life, and then someone comes to you and say, well, actually you need to change this, it can be intimidating, because you don't know how, and you don't even know how to start or where to start and what success looks like to be able to do whatever it is that you want to do. So if you know someone, share this with them.